Hello, I'm Deb Knight. Welcome to A Current Affair. It was the case that rocked the country, the cold-blooded murders of two young police officers and a neighbour in Queensland. But was the Wieambilla siege a terrible, unforeseen nightmare or a series of mistakes that led to a preventable tragedy? Queensland Coroner Terry Ryan has finally handed down his report, and the families of the victims hung on every word.
Matt and Rachel's lives were precious. Their deaths under such horrible, brutal circumstances.
It was a dark day for the Queensland Police Service.
We will forever grieve and live shattered lives.
It's been more than 1,000 days since Rachel McCrow, Matthew Arnold and Alan Dare were murdered.
Every police officer now and into the future must be protected and must have the skills and ability to keep others safe.
Nearly 3 years trying to make sense of a senseless, cold-blooded ambush. But almost a year and a half since the coroner wrapped up a marathon 5-week inquest, today loved ones are still no closer to the closure they'd hoped for.
We are initially disappointed with the coronial recommendations, but we need time to read, process and respond to the findings.
The issues here aren't new.
Andy Williams, acting president of the Queensland Police Union.
We need the government to resource the police, as they promised to do.
It'll be a day of grief forever etched in our national history. 6 people killed on a remote property in Western Queensland. 2 young constables, Matthew Arnold and Rachel McCrow. 1 worried neighbour, Alan Dare, killed by 3 deranged murderers. Gareth, Nathaniel and Stacey Train, who refused to negotiate with police and in the end lost their own lives. And while the crime shook the nation, nothing could prepare us for the evidence and allegations that were aired in the coronial inquest.
Police body cameras took Coroner Terry Ryan right to the heart and horror of that day. December 12, 2022, it started as a routine job for 4 young officers dispatched to 251 Waynes Road, Wieambilla. Constable Arnold filmed on the right in the final moments of his life. New recruit Keely Bruff on the left. The body cam is on Randall Kirk as he jumped the locked gate into the Trains property. You can't see Constable Rachel McCrow, but you can hear her kindness.
What about you, Keely, Rachel, Matt?
She's our newest first year.
Oh, how new? When did you start?
All 4 had no idea they were walking into a trap. The Trains tucked away in carefully constructed camouflaged hideouts just off the driveway, stockpiled for a murderous ambush.
As you see, there's an arrest warrant for this fella.
Constable Kirk's talking about Nathaniel Train. The former school principal had illegally crossed the border into Queensland during COVID. New South Wales police had listed him as a missing person. They knew he had firearms. They'd also received concerning emails about the Train's hatred for police. But Queensland officers were flying blind. Minutes later, Randall Kirk's running for his life. Matthew and Rachel have just been executed in front of him, but he's in a radio black spot, unable to call for help. Problem number 2.
Hello.
He dials up his personal mobile phone to raise the alarm.
There's 2 of them. They've got Matthew's gun now.
Hang on, mate. Hang in there. What about the other 2? You got eyes on Keely and Matt?
Matt's not moving. Rachel's not moving now. And Keely I haven't seen.
Another problem? Back then, police body cameras beeped every 2 minutes while recording.
Mate, do they know where you are?
Yes, they do.
Blowing Randall's cover.
Mate, can you, obviously scramble from tree to tree to try and retreat out of there?
I'll try.
To try and do that?
I can try.
With his phone in one hand and pistol in the other, Randall makes an agonising dash. In that 37 seconds, the Trains fire 9 bullets. In between gunshots, you can hear the scratchy police radio.
They're coming, they're shooting.
Somehow, he reaches the patrol car. Safe
You good?
Not even close.
I think I'm being shot.
Unbelievably, with bullet-riddled windows, glass and blood around him, Randall still has his phone in his hand.
Hello? I'm in the car, driving away.
Around the same time, Gareth Train is filmed peering over Rachel McCrow's body after executing her at close range. The family say they're disappointed. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling disappointed that 3 years down the track, we still don't have a reliable radio service. We still don't have reliable access to drones to help our rural and remote members. But I'm also feeling a sense of relief for the brave members who acted on that day.
There's been people with gunshots across the road for the last hour or so, but there's been 2 big bangs in the last 10 minutes.
The Dare family live next door to the Trains. At 5:13 p.m, wife Kerry called 000.
Oh, there's just bangs going off everywhere. Holy cow, it's close.
You can hear her husband Alan in the background.
Where are you going? Okay. My husband's going to pick the neighbour up and they're going to investigate closer.
I'm going to absolutely advise against that.
The call operator knew there was another emergency close by, but due to procedural restrictions, she wasn't privy to the details and couldn't warn the Dares that gunmen were on the loose.
Because those bomb things are still going off.
Moments later, they would execute Alan as well.
Oh, he's coming. There's a car coming. And someone's at the door.
What followed would be a siege that ran 6 hours into the night. The Trains posting a video on YouTube filled with their deranged propaganda.
They came to kill us.
The inquest heard Gareth was the leader, possessed by conspiracies, radicalising his wife Stacey, who used to be married to his brother Nathaniel. All 3 believed the second coming of Christ was due soon. They called their farm gate the Rubicon, the point of no return. They saw police as demons and they were ready to a fight to the death.
We'll see you when we get home.
We'll see you at home, Don.
Number 1 and female are down. No movement from number 2. No movement from number 2.
At the time, police called it a religiously motivated domestic terror attack. But today, the coroner disagreed, saying he couldn't conclude that this was terrorism. And that left the families in the courtroom shaking their heads. Instead, the coroner found that the Trains had the symptoms of a shared psychotic disorder and delusions.
Members of the Train family were watching today's findings online. In the past, they've spoken to A Current Affair, airing their own questions. Dad Ron.
Gareth was the one who was obsessed with guns.
And obviously was licensed to have firearms now.
Yeah, which I was a little surprised by.
Nathaniel and Stacey's daughter, Madeline.
I don't want the money. I don't want the estate. I want the answers.
The coroner also praised the entire police response, particularly the work of the 4 young officers. They were no match for an ambush by 2 shooters using high-powered rifles. It's difficult to see how any responding officers would have been adequately equipped to respond to what unfolded. Each of the officers responded appropriately. Coroner Terry Ryan also highlighting gaps in police capabilities to monitor red flags online. It's concerning that the online activities of Gareth Train in the lead up to December 12, 2022, carried out in plain sight, do not appear to be monitored or drawn to the attention of law enforcement agencies. Among his recommendations, mandatory mental health assessments for gun licence applications, prioritising the purchase and rollout of drones in rural and remote areas, and improved communication between state and federal agencies.
Are we at risk of Wieambilla 2.0 happening again right now with the resources we have in Queensland?
With the resources we have at the moment, we are at risk. Nothing's really changed.
But for the families of Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold, today wasn't necessarily just about the past, but also the future.
As parents, siblings and extended family, we will continue to channel our grief into bringing about systemic changes.
Rachel's mum Judy just wants every officer still serving to be safe.
We plead with authorities not to forget Matt and Rachel, either by respecting and honouring their legacy to ensure they didn't die in vain.
It is chilling revisiting that terrible day, and a tough day today for the families of the victims. Our thoughts are with you all.